Welcome to today's Training Tuesday, if I can get it out. My name is Heidi Reese, and I am the Dayton Superiors and Simon's Training Programs Manager. Just want to go over a couple of items prior to getting to the training. Everyone on the call has been muted so that we can all enjoy it without a lot of back disturbances and airplanes if you're sitting at the airport or what have you. But I don't want that to stop any interaction or any questions that you may have. Please feel free to use the chat functionality in Zoom that is located at your top nav bar usually, and there's a chat. Open that up and you can give me any kind of information, comments, and questions. And at the end, we'll have a mini question and answer session. So each of our webinars are recorded, and we have placed them out on YouTube as well as the Dayton Superior website. And you can find those. They're all organized out there on DaytonSuperior.com. Just search for Training Tuesday. So I do want to mention that this presentation that is about to go over is intended for training purposes only. So in addition to finding those old webinars that we've done in the past or the previous ones, any product information that's mentioned in this training or technical data can also be found on DaytonSuperior.com. Okay, for those of you who may or may not know about Dayton Superior, I hope you all do, but in case you don't, we're not just about accessory products or even the precast world, but we are the leading provider of engineered solutions. That's a big role for us. We do this in the concrete construction industry, and we specialize in the accessories I referred to, chemicals and forming, and we have proven solutions through Simon's Forming Shoring, concrete repair and restoration, bridge deck, rebar splicing, the precast I mentioned, and tilt-up. So today we're going to be looking at how to connect your rebar using the Kodi Clip way. This Kodi Clip system, it is truly faster and safer and overall better. But I don't want to just tell you this. These are not just words I'm spouting to you right now. We have some really seasoned training experts and product manager guys to walk us through what this is all about and show us examples so we understand why this product is so great. So with us today is Chuck Hoke, our National Training Manager, and Aero Jones, our Product Manager for Kodi Clip. So Aero has over 36 years of experience in manufacturing, business development, sales and marketing experience. Wow, he's got a lot. Kind of sounds like me, but a little bit. He has information technology degree from the U.S. Naval College. And like I said, he is our product manager for the Kodi Clip rebar connecting system. So most all of you know Chuck. He has been in this construction industry for 49 years. 20 of those consisted of a dealer and accessory person, forming in chemicals. He's done it all. And then following that up with 30 years at Dayton Superior. He is, like I said, our National Training Manager and understands our ins and outs. And with Aero today, they're going to be tag teaming this presentation to let you know and understand and ask questions about our Kodi Clip system. But let's first get started with this video to set the precedent here.
Why tie when you can clip? Rebar connection system has Eclipse and grip to provide fast, strong connections every time. Learn more at DaytonSuperior.com or contact your Dayton Superior sales representative today.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
It could be morning in the West Coast.
Could be morning in the West Coast. So I'd like to say good afternoon, and today we're going to talk about the Kodi Clip system. Why do we feel that system is imperative that we get it out to the marketplace? Well, if you've been like unless you lived in Iraq, you haven't noticed that there's no worker shortages around the country. But typically you're looking at skilled and unskilled labor force here in the U.S. is really starting to feel the pinch. Typically we're seeing numbers like the state of the state of Indiana is talking they are going to be down about 5,800 carpenters, just carpenters, next year, anticipated for what they have for the DOT and other projects going on. And we're seeing that in the reinforcing and iron workers. And, we got, all construction trades are seeing a 10% reduction in skilled workforce. Iron workers obviously are some of the key components in this, as it's carpenters and any of the other structural trades. Well, we're going to talk about the rebar tying system. Now, the iron workers, and that's with the rod busters, let's put it this way. Those guys have a art. They can actually tie wire with pliers a lot, as fast and as quick as anybody in the marketplace, but still not as fast as some of the guns, etc. And it's very involved as far as labor, and you have to be extremely well skilled. Tying rebar is an art form, so it's a very high repetitive motion. You get a lot of injuries within the carpal tunnel and also back and leg issues, etc. So they started coming out here about 15, 20 years ago with tie wire guns. The price of the tool is relatively high, especially with costly maintenance. The maintenance on these products, because of scaling off the tie wire, and obviously because of the excessive waste in the tie wire that's actually generated by the gun. And you don't typically get a good, solid, tight connection. And usually you are getting what we call a single latch connection. Welding, I'm not even going to go there into much detail. I mean, welding is basically obsolete. It's too costly to get a welder out on site, not to mention that if you even could get a welder out on site, it just is extremely expensive, and you got to have specialized rebar. So, with that, I am going to turn it over to my buddy Aero Jones here, and he is going to describe the features of the gun.
Thanks, Chuck. Good afternoon, everyone. Kodi Clip system is really a game changer for the industry in dealing with wire for connecting rebar. The speed of application, safety, labor saving, reduction, production time is not a myth. It's real with Kodi Clip. Lay out the steel, pull the trigger, secure the rebar, and that's pretty much it. We bring it into the 21st century. Chuck. The Kodi Clip system, we've got a tool. The tool is ergonomically designed. It's really a nail gun, which is proven. We use the back end of it to shoot our clips, and it really is a robust system. The clips are made out of polycarbonate, which is your bulletproof glass material, and that helps with no rusting, no oxidation on the rebar. When you build your cages, whatever you're building is going to be very rigid because of the clips having a 4-point grip. And it'll be very consistent. Every time you're building whatever you're building in your plant, the consistency will start to show once you're using the Kodi Clip system. Cost savings, no more rebar tying. You tie it, then you have to retie it again, and people don't realize how much of that they're doing. Kodi Clip connects one time. One man can do a job because it can connect rebar, hold it firmly while he reach and connect another piece. Easily to do with Kodi Clip. The color inspection of the clips allows you to know what rebar is connected out in the yard. Kodi Clips are safe, reduce work hours or days absent report because it doesn't have the sharpness of the wire to cause the cuts. Why tie when you can clip? You can see in the video just how fast that is with the system that we have. For post-tension cable connections, we can do it non-corrosive, snaps into position, easily identifiable, that's for sure. Versatile grip across any parallel, vertical, or rebar connection. Strong grip, no unwanted motion, which is what, no matter how you tie the wire, what you're going to receive with the wire. And of course, it's a patented system. It is absolutely a system that's focused on connecting the rebar with the different combinations. As you can see, the clips themselves color-coded, and that's for identification. The inspectors love it. As we started out in the construction on bridge and things like that, as we moved into precast, it still allows you to understand what bars are connected. When you see the clip, it says 3 to 3, that means a 3 bar is on top of a 3 bar. When you see the one that says 3 to 4, that means that's a 3 bar on top of a 4 bar, and that's how the system works. And it is a series of systems. With 4 tools, the clips fit within them in a series, but they're all color-coded, and they all connect the bars that you would see out there in the field. Accessory to the clips, non-structural support tools. We have the fastest clip system on the market. We have 4 tools from a 3 to a 6, and that shoots the series of clips that you just saw. They're lightweight, easily controlled from any user. We have the handle so that someone could work. If they're out on easy duty, they can just stand there and flow with the clip. Attach the clips in milliseconds. It's a very easy system. And once you understand it, for those who have adapted the system, the ease of it in their plants really make a difference on the majority of the clip connections. With our system comes with a warranty program. Now, we understand the industry. We understand what they're going through out there with the wire guns and just spindles. So we wanted to take that off. When you get involved with the Kodi Clip system at Dayton Superior, we will take care of the tool for you. Once you purchase the tool, we have a warranty program that as long as you're participating in the clip systems and buying clips monthly, that we will take care of that tool for you. You'll pretty much, if something's wrong or it needs maintenance, send that tool into us. We will send you a refurbished tool. Keep your operations going. We're real focused on your day-to-day operations and what you guys are going through and clipping your rebar. So this warranty system is to take the gun issue off the table. We know with our competitors, the guns have to be sent in. They have to, you have to have more than one gun. You have to have several guns because things go down. That's why we're conscious of that. And we want to put a tool back in your hand as quick as possible, overnight or 3 days, however you desire. But that is our warranty system with the Kodi Clip system. Now, the different markets that are out there for this application of Kodi Clip, of course, we connect black rebar, we connect epoxy rebar, stainless, galvanized, composite rebar, FRP. That market is finally starting to make its way into the industry to compete with steel, just like the plastic clip is competing with wire. Post-tension cables, bridge decks, roadwork, slab on grade, tilt up. Kodi Clip is fantastic in all of these environments. Like I say, FRP, GFRP, basalt rebar, structural walls. Precast is our focus right now, but we fit into all of these categories. Mesh to rebar, composite, radiant heating, manhole lids, vault lids, mats, rebar stands, utility vaults, double stack wall panels. These products that you're building daily that have to be lifted and moved around to the yard to get to the vat, you have to retouch these products if you're doing wire. Kodi Clip system, you build these products once, move them into position, and make product. We take away so many variables that your guys don't notice it until it's being utilized inside your plant. When you're making your cages, they're perfect for that. The thing about making your cages is when we notice that when we're in the plant that you guys have to go and redo those to put them into the form or into the vat. With the Kodi Clip system, you don't have to touch it again. You can make jigs. They're perfect for jigs. You can stack your jigs easily. It's just a perfect system to save you money on reinforcing steel that you're using for these big cages along the sides just to be able to move them. You'll save on all of that steel as well. So your catch basins, your flat tops need to all be made with Kodi clip going forward.
Okay, so let's talk about how we properly use the system. Typically, you're going to start out here. We got the Kodi clips coming in. You've got a gun that's going to show up on site. First thing you want to make sure you do is always oil it up really good. Throw about 4 or 5 drops of oil in it, just standard Aero Tool oil. Then slide the clip into the gun. And actually, once it engages itself, it's automatically fed. As you punch it, once you pull the trigger, the clip is then dispensed. To actually terminate the use of the gun, you actually can remove the clips by actually just pulling the lever off and sliding the clip out. If you have a clip that needs to be replaced, or if you want to take it off to remove it, it is easy to do by just taking a pair of pliers or channel grips and just squeezing the top of the clip. The clip will then release itself from the bottom piece of rebar. You pop it off. The great thing about this system here is you can then turn around and take that same clip, put it back on top of it, and hit it with a rubber mallet and reinstall it. So you can actually get, if you had to get to, or you wanted to get to a zero waste philosophy, you could with that system. Now, looking at the impacts on the industry, as Aero talked about earlier about how strong this system is and how fast it is. You see the slide on the right, we tied by using wire ties in a spinner. Not the fastest in the world, got a lot of component pieces. And the guy that was doing it is not all that great, but hey, it is what it is, and this is what you get out in the field. The clips in the center where we use the Kodi clip, you can see how when we actually put that gun together and put those clips in place here with those rebars, we grabbed it. Now this is only 4 intersection points, and when we can rack it, we don't get much racking at all. I mean, minimal. Where on the right-hand side, we get we actually use the max gun, and we tied it around, put it in a single wire clip on each side, each intersection, and the tie wires came in great. But when you grab a hold of it and you pulled it up and you started to rack it, the system just kept on racking back and forth. It was easy to move the bars around, so you couldn't transport it in the shop as easily as you could with the Kodi clip. Now here, as you watch it in action coming up here, this is being done in a local precast shop up in New Jersey. And here they started to put the tie wires in place here. And we decided we were going to give them a little head start here because we ran out of clips. We didn't have the gun fully loaded when we started. So we gave them a little bit of a head start. But as you can see, we caught up, we've gone by, and we completed, and they still haven't finished it yet. The other thing you want to look at here within the rebar cage is, as you can see in these rebar cages, how when we talked about the rigidity of the cage, we have the cages here that you see. That extra wire in that photograph is actually showing that wire, that extra rebar is put in there for basically just help support the cage in place so they can move it, and so you won't get any racking in place from it. With a Kodi clip, you could actually eliminate that extra rebar and that extra tying of tie wire in and around those clips because the Kodi clip holds it firm and strong. Common concerns are what we have to address with the Kodi clip system versus the wire system. tie wire system, you got to worry about a thing called musculoskeletal disorders. Basically carpal tunnel excess and the length of that. Plus, you're also looking at back strain and stresses on the lower back, back of the thighs, the hamstrings, etc. So repetitive motion injuries. A lot of times you'll have to worry about carpal tunnel with this also, and also the lower back issues. With this Kodi Clip system, it's clean, it's fast. It's rust-free. With the hand extension handle on the system, there's basically virtually no bending over. You can basically assemble as you can walk, as fast as you can walk, you can assemble the rebar cage, or you can use the rebar cage at table height. Now, let's talk about waste and things you want to look at with Kodi Clip and tie wire. Tie wire is basically needs a lot more product than is needed for the reinforcement. You typically have to run your wire in and around a couple of times to make that connection. The motion of the gun is roughly about 2.5 seconds or 2 seconds of wire. So it's relatively, fairly, it takes a little bit of time to get it done. It's faster than hand tying, but it is still slower than the Kodi Clip. So a lot of times this wire breaks when you move the cage, you have to retie it. If it breaks while you're walking on it in a rebar cage, you have to retie it. The Kodi Clip systems, basically, you know how many clips are in the box and how many pieces are used, so you can actually incorporate that into a product inventory, reorder points, etc., and how many pieces you're going to use within that precast component, the rebar cage. If you have to remove it, it's easily removed. You can actually then reattach it if need be. Therefore saving, some labor costs, etc. You can prevent production downtime with Kodi Clip, basically especially with the warranty program that Aero talked about earlier. No need for spot welding. With the Kodi Clip system, you make the attachment, you basically get what they call a saddle type connection, which is basically a 4-way directional connection to where the bars intersect. So it is actually one of the strongest connecting systems in the marketplace. So resources.
That is me. So we've got a lot of great resources for you. It's on KodiClip.com. It is on the Dayton Superior website. We've got a landing page. Now, in addition to that, that will point you to all of the great information that is all Kodi. But we have the product pages, whether it's for the guns that you saw, as well as the clippers, or the accessories like the extension handle or the bag that we have to hold the clips. All of that can be found on the Dayton Superior website. And with that, there's Kodi flyers for the system itself. A quick reference is actually what you saw when we displayed the clips, as well as the Kodi Clip Connector Manual. That manual will tell you all about your gun, and all of this, like I said, can be found on DaytonSuperior.com. So if you have issues with your gun by chance, there's a way here that you can either scan this QR code or go straight to the gun warranty. All those pages I just referenced have access to this form. You fill it out, it gets it going, and we are equipped to be in contact with you to switch out so that you are not without the gun for longer than probably maximum of 2 days. So technical data sheets, we've got them all out there. Handbooks, they are found in all of the various handbooks, and more information with that, if you need it, can be found there. The video that you saw when we started the presentation can also be found out there. So if you happen to want to show something to your customer, if you're a dealer, then you can go ahead and use this video. If you think it is so cool, you want to pass it on, just pass on the link, and it'll point you to YouTube, and it'll show you all about the Kodi clip. In addition, I want to mention that we have a promotion going on that you buy a skid of clips and you get a free gun. And, you know, some credit terms, or not credit terms, but some, you know, different situations apply. It has to be the same size for the same size gun. So I want you to contact your Dayton Superior sales rep, and you can find that, guess what, on DaytonSuperior.com on the contact page. And if you do require additional training, or if you want to set up a Kodi clip demo, please feel free to email Chuck and myself, and we can get that over to you. I'll put that back on the screen for you. Do so on training@DaytonSuperior.com, or if you want to scan that barcode here right now on your screen. It's really a form to ask for training, but you can go ahead and say, and there's a way to just type information. Just say, I'd like to set up a demo, and we'll get you in contact with your sales representative or Aero or someone that can do that for you. So with that, while you guys are getting some questions going to me, let's see what you've got. Thank you, Chuck and Aero. I learned a lot here. I don't see any questions, but let's give people some extra time. Just a reminder, we do put them out on YouTube and DaytonSuperior.com, so if you want to watch this again. I know you can't see me dancing in the background to the video in the beginning, but Chuck really enjoyed it. Maybe one day we'll turn on our webcams and then it'll be more fun. But yeah, there's that, and that'll be available a little later today. So any questions? All right then, so again, don't forget that promo, get in touch with your salesperson, get in touch with us if you need it, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Bye now.
Bye now. Thank you, everybody.